Hello, Lisa here. Welcome back to my channel, or welcome if this is your first time stopping in. Today we are going to be doing a recent deck roundup. That is me sharing all of the decks and books that have come in since the last time I've made one of these videos. It's a lot of fun. I've got a lot of things. But before we get into it, if you're new here, hello. My name is Lisa. I am a tarot content creator here on YouTube, obviously, but I'm also a tarot deck creator and an author. I'm going to throw up a graphic so you can see the work that I have out in the world that is currently available now for you to scoop up and where you can get it. But I also have a very exciting announcement because I am launching very soon the Unicorn's Journey Oracle, which is the companion oracle deck to my inaugural tarot deck, the Unicorn's Journey Tarot. I have been working on Unicorn's Journey Oracle for a long time. Like, I was working on the Oracle like the second pretty much we were done working on the tarot. So it's been in progress for quite a while, and the artwork has been complete for a little bit now, but I've just finished work on the guidebook. I'm working on the finalizing like things like the box and such, but it's pretty much set now, and I'm getting ready to order prototypes at the time I'm filming this. So I will be launching that Kickstarter very soon. The pre-launch page is up now, and you can go click the follow button in order to stay up to date on when that launch happens. But just so you know, it's sort of a tradition now that when I launch a new project, a new deck project on Kickstarter, that me and my wife Peggy come on live stream and we have a launch party. So we will definitely be doing that. I do not know the exact date yet, as I'm waiting for prototypes to come in, and I haven't ordered them yet, but I'm waiting for that step to happen. Once I have prototypes and can actually take photos and things for the Kickstarter, I will be much more finalized on actual launch day. But you can follow it now, and when you click that follow button, it lets me know that you're interested in the deck, and that data is intensely helpful for planning the campaign. So if you are interested in the Unicorn's Journey Oracle, or if you've been following its progress so far, do head over there and click that button. It would really help me out. I will put the link for it down below so you can check it out. And I have shown card previews, like I think pretty much full previews in various live streams, but I don't remember where right this minute. But don't worry, because I will have photos of all the cards up on the campaign page once I've had a chance to get that all put together. And I will also, once I get prototypes in, probably do a little video that showcases the deck and shows you all the cards and all that stuff. So keep an eye out for that. But in the meantime, just know it's coming. It's coming sooner than you think. And I'm hoping to launch that campaign in the next like 4 to 6 weeks. Well, actually, at the time I'm filming this, 4 to 6 weeks. For you watching, we'll say 3 to 5 weeks. So keep an eye out. Like if all of my dreams come true, we might be having a launch party as soon as the last Saturday in June. So sooner than you think. But I don't know if all the pieces will fall into place in time to do it that quickly, but we'll see. We'll see what happens, but keep your eyes peeled is the punchline. Now, with that said, I have a lot of things that came in. So make sure you're cozy, make sure you have a beverage. You know the drill. I'm long-winded and these videos tend to be long and we tend to talk about a lot of things, but I also like to get a lot of things because I am a little tarot hoarder and I happen to like having a lot of things. But also, ironically, at the time I'm filming this, I'm also getting ready to start filming my tarot collection, my updated tarot collection video. And usually when I say video, no, excuse me, tarot collection video series, where I sort of break down my collection into chunks and share it with you here on videos, show you what's currently in my collection, give some little thoughts on everything. And I usually end up doing a bit of a declutter through that process as well. So things come in, they move out. It is the nature of what I do here, but I have a lot of fun things to show you today, so we're just gonna get into it. Okay, so the first thing is actually the most recent thing to come in. Like, it literally came in today, the day I'm filming this. And it is the Midnight Magic Tarot, a tarot deck of mushrooms. I was not tempted by this deck, even a tiny little bit, until Tara over at Terra is Cozy, like at Terra is Cozy, talked about this deck. And now suddenly I need it. I needed it. That's how that went. I commented on her video and said that I'm glad she doesn't make, I'm not actually glad. I would love to see her make videos every single day. But I teased that I'm like glad she doesn't, because for some reason, if she tells me a deck is cute, I think it's cute. That's how that's going to go. If she says it's useful, I think it's useful. I don't know what it is about Terra. There's a few people that just like heavily influence me. Terra is one of them. Anyways, what she talked about with this, she talked about using this actually as a bedtime deck. And there's a bug on the box. Okay, I didn't know there was bugs on the, I could do, oh, there's ladybugs. I like those. I could do without the other creepies. Why? Why are there, why insects? It's a mushroom deck. Well, that felt like a jump scare that I didn't need. But anyways, other than that, I am really excited about this actually. But Tara was talking about it and mentioned that one of the things this does in the guidebook is it actually tells you a little bit about the mushroom. And the reason this caught my attention is because in the tarot test drive that I did with my members with my Badass Unicorn membership tier in May, we came up with a spread, and we were kind of unpacking and working with the Exquisite Familiars deck. But we came up with a spread, and one of the sort of sections of the spread is about sort of medicine. And we used a different deck for that, but it occurred to me that this might work really well as that kind of a thing. And I hadn't actually tried working with herbs in that way, in that kind of idea. And this is a tarot, not an oracle. And one thing I've learned is that when it comes to like botanical things, plants, I found out with like, say, the Terra Volatile, that it actually, for some reason, if I'm going to have a deck about crystal, well, actually also the Crystal Struck Tarot that I talked about in my monthly deck reviews, but for some reason, if the structure of tarot is there, I have an easier time building associations with the secondary subject matter. In this case, it's mushrooms. In another deck, it's crystals. In another deck, it's plants. But I feel like it's like my gateway. Like tarot is like the door that can open me into that other world. And because this is a mushroom tarot deck, I thought it might be a cool way to sort of get to know mushrooms. What I liked, though, is that tarot pointed out that this gives you information. So here's like the Wheel of Fortune, and it says common puffball. The common puffball literally throws fate to the wind by releasing an incredible number of spores into the air with the hope that some will find a fertile growing environment. This tarot card illustrates a completed cycle, as does the act of mushrooms sporing. Your goal was met. Now it's time for the cycle to begin anew, and you and your goals can continue to grow. It's cool because it pulls the mushrooms, like sort of biology or behavior or whatever into the meaning of the card. And it just enchanted me. Why is this card's got like a little bend in it? Not the most like high-end cardstock you've ever felt in your life. Also, why did this not come edged in black? Because it's mass market. It's quite an affordable little deck. $24.99 US, $33.99 Canadian when it's full price. I need to edge this in black, like pronto. And I haven't felt the need to like edge a deck in a while, but this deck should have always been black. But anyway, there's something very like soothing to me about looking at this. And again, it could just be that I was like legit influenced by Cozy Terra. That could totally be a thing. But I don't know. It just caught my attention. Like, look at the little lizard here. Are there animals that show up? I hope there's not a bunch of bugs though, because I'm not a fan of the bugs, I gotta say. I was not expecting bugs on the box. I'm kind of sad about it. But like, I don't look at the box that much, so it's fine. But regardless, yeah, I don't see insects through here, so we're good. We're good. Like, does that not look like a King of Pentacles? It's called the King Boleti mushroom, and it's got its like common name and its Latin name, like its botanical name or whatever, on the card. I don't know. I was like, I need to. And now I'm like trying to think in my mind what I would pair this with, because now I need to pair it with something, because I feel like it's the kind of deck that, but it's a tarot. So like, maybe I don't. I don't know. We'll see. I might have to go out of my way to use this in member readings. By the way, if you're a magical unicorn and up and you're in my channel membership, comment down below if you see any decks today that you want me to like specifically try to make a point of using in our next member readings, because I will totally take that into consideration. This might be one that I need to like try that with and use it kind of like I use the Crystal Struck Tarot, where when I'm reading with it, I give myself permission to read the little bit about the like mushroom and see how that informs the reading. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. It's so different. I like it. I haven't been interested or curious about any mushroom oracles, but this, because it's tarot, I was like, I need to at least check it out. So Midnight Magic, recent impulse purchase. Let's do something that was sent to me for review. In fact, I think there's only one. Well, technically there's this and a book and a couple books that were sent to me for review. So let me actually do the tarot, the singular tarot I have here that was sent to me for review. I haven't even taken it out of its plastic yet, but it is the Unbridled Spirit Tarot by Tina Tack Anderson. Art is by Dianita, which, oh my gosh, this art looks beautiful. This is a Llewellyn publication. Let's get into it together. Let's unbox it together. I don't ever do that on my channel anymore, but I usually try to take all the plastic off, like before we get to the recent deck roundup stage, so that it's just ready to go. But like, there's also something kind of like exciting about unboxing on camera, and it's been so long since I've done that. This is a horse, obviously, themed tarot. And somebody in the Supportive Tarot Facebook group pointed out that this pairs really beautifully with Unicorn's Journey Tarot, which I can actually totally see in kind of like a as above, so below style reading. You could have like Unicorn's Journey doing that as above, more like, I guess, spiritual or magical take, and then using this for the more grounded, earthy take. I feel like that could be really cool. Is there going to be more plastic when I get into this? Oh my gosh, I just love how high quality, like this is all like UV spot glossed. This feels so nice. They've been doing just some really nice things with their packaging. Anyway, so this is Unbridled Spirit. Oh, let your unbridled spirit run free. It never really occurred to me. Oh, there's a little card stand. Oh, I see you, Llewellyn. That's cute. It never really occurred to me to pick up like a horse themed deck because I'm such a unicorn girly and I don't see unicorns as like horses with horns. I feel like there's going to be, oh my God, that is so pretty. Holy cow. Okay. I think there's going to be, oh, there's more plastic. I think there's going to be so many people. Can I finish a sentence? Maybe. There's going to be so many people who are so excited about this because you are horse people. And I love horses. I've got to be honest. I absolutely love them. And I rediscovered riding as like horseback riding as part of my body acceptance journey. I was actually teaching yoga at the time, and I was actually teaching yoga at a stable, and I would go there and I would take lessons, and there's this beautiful black horse. Because I'd been kind of like, I don't know, semi-traumatized as a 13-year-old when some jerk told me I was basically too fat to ride the horse. And I'm like, I was 13. There's no way I even weighed as much as the guy that said that to me. I was probably a size 9 at the time. Ridiculous. Anyways, so as an adult, as part of my body acceptance journey, I ended up rediscovering riding. And yes, as long as you have a horse that is the correct size, you're good to go. You're set. Oh my gosh, is this like matte? I can totally hear my wife in the background. She's been playing video VR lately. I've got a whole story about that. But anyway, this cardstock feels different than Llewellyn's normal, and I don't know if I like it. More on that in a moment. And this says, don't miss the newest Tarot and Oracle books and sales. Okay, this is a sample card. So we're going to, oh, this is linen. Hold on. Wait a minute. It's really hard to tell. But this is a linen. It just feels very papery. It's hard to describe. It's like a matte linen. And it feels very like it feels kind of papery. And my concern is that if it's not cord, it might not hold up super well, but like it does feel like it's going to shuffle like something else. We're going to try it for sure. This is the sample card. We're going to do our little black core trick. No, I don't think this is a black core. You can see, this is an easy trick, by the way, if you're ever curious. If you can see that much text shining through the card, it's probably not got a blue or a black core. And the problem is, this is something that I've been seeing more and more lately, is we're starting to see mass market publishers do linen. Now, linen isn't cardstock. I try to talk about this more because I feel like I've muddied the waters myself even in how I talk about it. Linen is a texture that is applied to the card. So let's see if I can get it in the light so you can kind of see. It's an embossing. So it's a design that's pressed into the card. And what it does is it creates just a little bit of texture. That texture can create like little tiny air pockets. And the result of that is that your cards typically won't clump when you try to separate them. Now this one is, but it's a very fine kind of smooth linen on this card. So it's not creating, I think, the same kind of air pockets. You're not getting that slippy slip, but it's just like a surface treatment, like it presses in and it changes the texture of the card. But the foundational cardstock underneath that, like typically when I talk in the past about how much I love linen cards, yes, having the embossing on any cardstock does improve usually its shuffleability because it just has more space for air. But what I really mean when I say that I like linen cardstock, and I really do, is that it's a cord casino quality, like playing card quality cardstock with a core in it. Cores provide more durability, they provide more flex and snapback so that when you do this to a card, it actually retains its shape really nicely, that kind of thing. Black and blue core cardstock has a core that is not papery in the center. Gray core, which is like standard cardstock, art paper, it's paper basically, does not have that. And without that, what you end up with is that the linen can actually sometimes make the deck feel kind of flimsy instead of making it feel like really luxe. So it's the difference for me. You can see I've been messing with this card a lot and see how it's kind of held like funky shape. This like advertising card, that's what sometimes happens. Now I'm not picking on Llewellyn. I think the fact that they already have a standard sort of gray core, or I would imagine coreless type cardstock that they use in their publications. And I love Llewellyn cardstock. It shuffles really nice. So I'm not picking on them. What I'm saying is like, there is a difference between linen that has been applied to a cord cardstock and linen that's been applied to a more standard art paper or gray core type cardstock. It's not going to feel exactly the same. So if you have linen textured decks and they don't all feel the same, that can be why. So we sometimes say linen when what we mean is black core linen or blue core linen or casino quality linen or whatever. And also the type of treatment applied to the cards after. Oh my God, I'm so down the rabbit hole. I'm sorry. Y'all feel free to skip ahead if like this bores the crap out of you, but I love this stuff. But the other thing that can change how the deck performs and feels is whether it is a glossy or semi-gloss or matte like coating on the card. This has what feels like a matte coating on the card. So even though there's those little air pockets, the matte finish will mean that it won't quite glide and slip quite the same way as a casino grade, like semi-gloss finish would glide, or glossier finish would glide. Matte's going to be a little more grippy just because it's matte. It's less slippy by nature. Anyways, I feel like that was a very long thing, but I have to say it feels just kind of, it feels more like papery, but not in a negative way. Like it's just different. I'm so curious to see how it shuffles. So stay tuned. We'll see how it shuffles. I suspect it's actually going to shuffle really well. I'm so sorry I'm in the weeds. I'm sorry. I'm like, Llewellyn's probably like, oh my God, we sent this girl this deck and she will not shut up about cardstock. I'm sorry, Llewellyn. I love you. But like also, I just wanted to clarify because I feel like I've created confusion by just calling it linen when most of the time what I actually personally mean is black core linen. Yeah. But yes, linen is a embossing. The backs, by the way, are, oh my gosh, so pretty. This art is freaking gorgeous, can I just say? So this has clearly got like a horseback riding theme throughout. And I have to say, if you are a lover of horses, holy cow, the horses in this deck are stunning. They are so pretty. I really want to see what the minors look like. Oh my gosh, wait, what does the star look like? Hold on. Okay, there's the devil. If you hear Peggy in the background, like I said, she's playing on VR and she found the social side of the quest. I gave her my quest 2 because I got a quest 3. There's a whole story there. And she stumbled into like the social area of this game she's been playing. And she's a natural extrovert. So she's like literally living her best life out there. Like she's having the best time. And I don't want to make her stop. So I'm not going to say anything. But like if you hear her babbling away, that's what she's doing. She's probably talking about that game. Anyway, you might not hear her at all. But I do. And it's just cracking me up because she's so happy. This is so great. This is so great. There's so much detail. If you like painterly quality cards, like that quality of art where it looks like it's been like painted like on canvas. I have to say, I'm just kind of flipping back for a second. I have to say, I am actually really pleasantly surprised by the amount of variety of skin tones and people types I'm seeing in this deck so far. And it, to me, shows that Llewellyn is expanding how it approaches that in decks, because I'm seeing like not just like different skin tones, but different hair. Like here we have a child in a wheelchair in a 3 of Cups, not in like a stereotypical tropey kind of card like the Chariot. You know what I mean? And I love that. We're seeing like a wide variety of people. That's such a sad card. Oh my goodness. We're seeing a wide variety of people types, and I am really here for that. Oh, we even have a chunky girl. Sorry, I mean that in the best way. Like I'm so excited. Again, for a long time, I feel like tarot had this this is a unicorn in the Page of Cups. That's amazing. I feel like tarot had this like very homogenous kind of look. And this really is impressing me with the variety of types of people and such that are represented here. My dog is building a nest. My wife is playing VR in the other room. This is just me living my life, y'all. This is how it goes. I feel like I'm flipping through all these cards. Let me skip ahead a bit. So it looks like it's post-race and this dog needs to like, or this dog, oh my gosh, this horse is like kind of panting and needs to be like cooled off. A little bit of rest is required. I don't know enough about horses, I feel like, to get the full depth of this, but from what I can tell and from what the little bits that I feel like I do know, this seems to me like it's really an homage to horse lovers and people who have riding experience. And it feels like different types of riding are also kind of covered. Like the wand suit has a lot of like this kind of like Western situation going on. The swords seem to have, I forget what this is called, English style writing, I guess. Oh no, oh my God, okay. There's some really like heartbreaking cards in here. So then that makes me wonder, how many different kinds of writing is there? Because the cups have like, looks like it focuses on like the relationship maybe between horses and their, yeah, it definitely, wait, that's pentacles. Okay, so pentacles is showing like horses doing work, which makes so much sense. And then the cups feel like they're showing like relationship between horse and rider. like these different relationships. I will say in a couple of these cards, like this one, it kind of feels like the head of the person pictured is slightly bigger than the body. It's like, it's only shown up in a couple where I've sort of noticed that. Most of them feel pretty proportional, but yeah, it feels like the cups are relationships between horse and rider, like seeing the horses as members of the family, so to speak. Whereas Pentacle shows them at work, Wand shows that Western style writing, and Swords shows the English style writing. And I think that's really cool that it's kind of covering this gambit of different styles. Very cool. You can tell somebody who's passionate, enthusiastic about horses made this deck. Let's do a shuffle test because I said I was gonna. Let's see how it feels. Okay. It feels a little bit like floppy slappy. These are technical terms, y'all. A little bit floppy, like here. See how at the end it kind of just like flaps? That's what I mean. It kind of doesn't have the springiness that I want. I would say if I had to choose this cardstock versus Llewellyn's, like what they have been using on the majority of their decks generally, I think I would prefer their like usual cardstock over this, despite the linen style treatment or texture that's been applied. And some of these cards, I can't quite even see it, so I don't even know. I think it's on there. I think it's just very fine. And the smoother and flatter a linen embossing is, the less air pockety it's going to be. So the cards where you put the deck down and it goes slip sliding everywhere is like usually quite deep pockets. And like Unicorn's Journey, so my Unicorn's Journey Tarot and Sassy Dragons, it's a smoother linen. So it glides, but it doesn't like slip slide all over the place quite as much. It moves, but it doesn't move as much. This doesn't go slip sliding at all. It doesn't slip. So if you are usually like bothered by linen texture, this will not bother you at all. I think it's almost undetectable. But for me, I feel like there's something about the cardstock itself that feels a little slappier, a little floppier than Llewellyn's typical. It's just not behaving. You can kind of see it. It kind of reminds me of a thinner sort of, I don't know how to describe it. If you know the Boo Tarot, which I've talked about that cardstock before, it's got that kind of like sort of floppy, slappy feel. It's just a little too mobile for what I like. A little lacking in resistance. Because for me, when I'm down the rabbit hole. No, y'all probably don't care about cardstock nearly as much as I do. But when I want resistance, I want when I push on it for it to not have this much room to move. I want it to push back a little bit. Because when it's that flexible, I find that it's like less of a satisfying shuffle. And yo, I'm a nerd, okay? I know I'm a nerd. You can make fun of me in the comments. I'm a total nerd. I'm sorry. But art-wise, absolutely think this is so beautiful. I've never seen one that feels like it's this like well done with the art, this in depth, and this like devoted to the love of horses. It's a really beautiful deck. I am so sorry that I talked about the cardstock so much. I just am a nerd. The guidebook, like we come to get to know with Llewellyn, is you've got big, beautiful artwork, a nice thorough write-up for every card. Here's what's cool. So you have the Unbridled Spirit of the message. Then you have With Blinders On, when the Spirit of the Four of Wands is reversed. That's kind of like your reversed method. And then you have a connection exercise. So for example, bring the Spirit of the Four of Wands into your life by celebrating traditions with your friends and family. Consider starting a new tradition and making lasting memories. So it's telling you how to engage with the energy of that card, which I think is pretty stinking cool. Of course, there's some horsey themed spreads in here, some information about tarot, a history of tarot and horses, and so forth and so on, worth checking out for sure. So this is the Unbridled Spirit. Very cool. I don't think I've seen a really comprehensive, like I said, horse-themed tarot come out yet. If you know of any others that you want to shout out in the comments, feel free. But that is the Unbridled Spirit Tarot by Tina Tack Anderson, and with art by Dianita. Dianita's art is absolutely gorgeous, though. Very, very nice and detailed. So, super cool. That came in. Next up, I couldn't help myself. I did purchase the Critical Role 10-year anniversary tarot deck. Dawn Michelle introduced me to Critical Role, and I have been watching it ever since. I have only watched in full Campaign 3 Bell's Hells. If you don't know, Critical Role, by the way, is a show on YouTube. It's like a whole phenomenon now, but it's a show on YouTube that shows a group of friends who play D&D together, but they're voice actors. And so their games are pretty epic to watch. It's so much fun. And their campaigns last a really long time. So I watched Bell's Hells, which is their most recent campaign. It has now concluded. And I've also watched the animated series on Amazon Prime called Legends of Vox Machina, which is a animated series based on their first campaign that was on YouTube called Vox Machina. And they've also have one in between called The Mighty Nine, which I do want to watch, but I have not watched yet. Anyway, they came out with a tarot, so of course I scooped it up. But I am not a critter. That's what they call their fan base. I'm not a critter to the degree where I'm going to know who everybody is. So I'm not going to try and like do that kind of a walkthrough or anything of this deck because I just don't think I can do it justice. But I did want to take a peek. I do recognize quite a few of the characters, and thankfully they do say who the characters are in the book. Thank goodness. So you will see characters from their various games show up in the majors and the courts, and then the minors are pippish, quite pippish actually. But I just want to give you like an idea, especially if you've been curious about this deck. First of all, the cardstock is lovely, and this actually feels like a cord linen. I would guess that this is probably it might not be cord. It could just be a thicker cardstock that has linen, but you can see, actually, let's do the cord trick. I did it for it might be hard because these cards are so dark, but let me see if, oh, no, it might not be cord. It might just be thicker. It's thicker and it's got a glossy finish. So I can see sorry for blinding you. See how you can see even the color through? So just to show you the difference, I've done this before, but let me just show you the difference so you know what the heck I'm doing and why I'm doing it. I'll just grab a Sassy Dragons card, because this is 330 GSM Black Core, because I made it, so I know. You will see something shining through the card. What you don't want to see, so here's me shining a light through Sassy Dragon. You can't really identify, you can see the light if I put it right up there. You see that little light? You can barely see the light through because there's a black core. And if I shine it the other way, like you're not seeing the back design shine through the card, right? Versus, see how I can get the back design to show up through? The purpose of black core in casino cards is probably pretty obvious. It's to prevent cheating, right? You can't see through the card. But the byproduct of such a black opaque core in the center, because it's I believe a plasticky sort of core, is that it provides a lot of structure and durability and snappy texture to the shuffle and Anyways, okay, oh my gosh. Apparently you guys are getting a cardstock lesson throughout this video because I can't shut the heck up. I'm sorry. This does have a more visible linen texture. I don't know if the camera will pick it up. I'm trying to get it in the light so you can really see it. So this feels a little bit more textured, but it has a glossy finish. So again, we're going to get glide. A lot nicer than with the matte, right? But it's not super, super slippy. The slippiest or the whatever is going to be deep grooves, like deep embossing from the linen, and semi-gloss. So, you know. But it has a nice edging on it. So this feels like a really nice quality deck to come out by Critical Role. It's not what I would have expected. I do know, though, that Taliesin Jaffe, who is one of the main cast members, his mother has years of tarot experience, and they actually did a video talking about this deck in depth and doing some practice readings, and he brought his mom on. It was super cute. So I will try to remember to link that video down below because it was fun to watch. But anyways, so Taliesin has been exposed to tarot growing up, and so he was a big part of this. In fact, I think, does it say on the box somewhere, or does it say maybe in the intro? Yeah, foreword by Taliesin Jaffe, introduction by Matthew Gilbert. And so I'm not sure who did what exactly in here, but they had it illustrated, obviously. And so we see the various characters show up in the majors. That is, High Priestess is, oh gosh, what's her name? I have her dice set. See, this is why I can't do this like a whole walkthrough. Oh no, that's Jester. I thought it was Jester, but then I was like, no, it's got to be, Molly Mock is who I was thinking it was. But no, of course, she's blue. That's Jester. Oh my God. Okay, I'm just gonna, that's Veth. I don't know Veth as well. But that is Scanlan Shorthalt. He's from Bell's Hells. It's fresh cut grass. Oh my gosh, he's a Hierophant. He's perfect for the Hierophant. This is an interesting choice, but this is actually Ashton and Fern from Bell's Hells. Not my favorite couple, but they work sort of symbolically, I think, very, very well for this card. But like romantically, they weren't my favorite couple, but still, they did well. We have Vex from Vox Machina. I have no idea. We have, oh my gosh, the names are flying out of my head. Orym, of course. I was like, what is his name? I know him. He's also from Bell's Hells, Orym's character. That's Grog for the Wheel of Fortune, which is pretty great. This is one of Marisha's characters. This is Beauregard from the Mighty Nine, but I haven't watched that. Oh, this is Vax. Oh my god. And Laudna from Belsal. Okay, I'm doing it. I shouldn't be doing it because I don't know them all well enough. This is definitely Percy from Vox Machina. That's incredible for the devil if you know the show. The Tower, this is a Mighty Nine character, I believe, who I don't know as well yet. I'm sorry. For everybody who loves Critical Role and I'm slaughtering this, I apologize in advance, but here we are. Of course, we have Imogen for the moon. I mean, she's got a strong association with the red moon, which is, I forget the name of the moon. I can't remember anything right now. I'm tired. What do you want from me? Pike Trickfoot for the sun is perfect because, of course, she's a cleric of basically the god of the sun, god of light. Oh my god, he's so cute. Our little wood crafter guy. Oh my gosh, I have no words now. I don't know. Is this hormones? What's happening to me? Chetney Pokapee. Also Bell's Hells. Absolutely. Love Keyleth for the world. Oh god, her character development is something else. It's really special. Anyways, okay, so those are the majors. I'm sorry that was so clunky. But as you can see, the minors are like legit, just like, I will call them lazy pips because they are mostly lazy pips. We have a little bit of something happening in the Five of Wands, but I mean, they're pretty basic. There's a little hint here and there, like that's similar to the Rider-Waite-Smith Eight of Wands composition. There's something to be said here for the standalone staff here in the Seven. I can make a case for some of these, but they're not great. I don't love them. That's got a more of a Marseille sort of layout feel. But then we get back to the minors. This is Scanlan's. Somebody's important to Scanlan. Do I spoil? I mean, I guess the show's been out forever. I know who that character is. I just forget her name. Oh my god, it's Ferns Grams. It's Ferns Grams. That's great. Okay, anyways, what was that? The King of Wands? That's perfect. Okay. And then we're back to pips again. So anyway, that is how the Critical Role deck is the whole way through. I'm not going to show you every single one, but if you want to see all the cards, go watch a walkthrough of somebody who is much better at remembering all the lore and stuff, because that's not me, but I definitely had to have this. I love watching Critical Role. I think I'll do a lot better once I've watched their second campaign, Mighty Nine. I think I'll do a lot better. I know some of those characters because I've watched a lot of clips, and they sort of do make some guest appearances in other games and such, but I do want to watch their entire campaign sometime, but I haven't done it yet. Anyways, I had to get that. It's actually a really nice physical quality deck, so really happy about that. And I think it was pretty affordable, if I recall correctly. I don't think there's a price right on the box, but yeah, I don't see a price on the box, but there you go. Okay, so I have to give them some really great credit, though. On the back, it says includes 78 tarot cards, 38 fully illustrated cards with 40 pip cards. Good for them. I think that's the first time I've actually seen it specifically spelled out like that on the outside of a box. I do wish the text on the box was a little bit brighter. It doesn't stand out against the black quite as much as I would want it to, but that's a minor detail. And look at all this gold. Like, who's looking at the back anyways? Like, it's so pretty. So yeah, this was a thing I wanted to collect, basically. Oh my gosh, I can't shut up. Y'all, we've been here for 35 minutes. I've shown like, what, 4 decks? Oh my god, I gotta get on with it. I got the Dreaming Waves Oracle. We're just going to stay zoomed in for now until I need to be zoomed out. I did not get this when it was on Kickstarter, but then I saw somebody showing it right next to Healing Waves Tarot, which I do have by the same creator, and I was like, why didn't I back this? I don't know. I'm obsessed with the Healing Waves Tarot. I literally have an original from that deck that the artist sent me that's on my wall right now. I don't know what happened. I fell asleep on this one. I don't know. But when I tell you, this is an incredible little Oracle deck. This is not just like get it because you have the Healing Waves. This is actually an incredible standalone deck. I took a little flip through on my own, and it is absolutely beautiful. The choice for the artwork is gorgeous, of course, but the way that the Oracle card is laid out just hits the best place for me. It like just ticks all of my little boxes. We have a title. I would almost prefer that these are keywords. That's how I designed my own Oracle, but this is really good. First of all, we have this beautiful watercolor art, and the backings are very complementary of the Healing Waves Tarot backings. The cardstock feels identical to Healing Waves Tarot as well, and there's this really pretty like sort of aqua blue edging to the cards. But you get the title of the card, and then you get 2 keywords, and they're really, really beautiful. So here we have Moonlit Tide for Dream and Illusion, the Whale's Song for Legacy and Connection. I'm going to skip ahead. I mean, this deck is gorgeous though. Sunlit Horizon, New Beginning. The Osprey's Dive, Precision and Confidence. The Seahorse for Devotion. The World is Your Oyster, Manifestation. The Tempest, chaos, disruption, and upheaval. So sometimes it's one like sub keyword, sometimes it's multiple, but there's always something. Like this is so readable out of the box. You do not need a guidebook for this. But there's also like some more shadowy themes that show up in here. It's not just light and fluffy. Here we have sink or swim. The choice is yours. The shark for fearlessness and dominance. The sailor's knot for interconnectedness. This one almost makes me want to cry looking at it. It is so stinking beautiful. The ocean's lullaby, rest and rejuvenation. If y'all want to see like a walkthrough of this, let me know. I would love to do one. This is absolutely gorgeous. I was so pleasantly surprised. I was like a bit of a magpie moment for me. I collected it because I like have Healing Waves Tarot and I wanted it, but it's really well done. Very, very well done. And I got my copy from Tavada once it came out. Because like I said, I slept on the Kickstarter and I don't know how long this will remain available or if they'll be doing multiple prints, because I know with Healing Waves Tarot, they only ever did the first print. I think they did a modified version of that deck for a later printing. I can't remember, but this is incredible. And there's 60 cards. Hello? Like indie Oracle done right. That's all I gotta say. Oh, and here's another indie Oracle done right. I am so stinking excited about these. So I backed the Oracle of Oneness, but Robin very kindly also sent me the mini. Thank you so much, Robin. I've reached out to her already personally, but that was very sweet of her. I am obsessed. The Terra of Oneness is one of my favorite decks of all time. It's easily top 10, possibly permanently. I love, 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 love the Terra of Oneness. I have a full walkthrough on the channel. I'll try to remember to link that somewhere for you to find. But I was so stoked when she put out the Oracle of Oneness on Kickstarter. I backed it like immediately. And I am so thrilled with how this turned out. And I didn't back the mini because I have the mini Terra of Oneness, which I'll pull out here. I have the mini Terra of Oneness, and I found that the cardstock here is a little bit stiffish, but like, look at the box design. Look how cohesive. They belong together, clearly. If you don't know, by the way, the Terra of Oneness, what makes it so special, other than like the artwork is just breathtakingly beautiful, but it's all first person. It's all first person. It's like you're in the card. It's so special. Oh, I love this mini. What am I talking about? I could never let this go. What am I talking about? Especially now that I have the mini Oracle. Now we're just here to stay forever and ever. It's so beautiful. And her production quality has always been really lovely. Her decks are just, they're so well done. Little guidebooks are well done. Like everything is just top notch with Robin, always. And this little mini, I'm going to show you the mini first because it's so stinking cute. Like, first of all, lavender edges. And this is the best size for a mini. So for comparison, like for a mini Oracle, I don't think I have any mini Oracles that are like this size. So like here's a Sassy Dragon's Tarot, which is smaller than a standard tarot deck. And then here is the Oracle of Oneness. Like it's wider than and shorter than. It feels like kind of like playing card size. Like I would argue that is like roughly poker size. It might be poker size. Like it feels like playing card size. Maybe a little smaller than poker. I don't know. What do y'all think? I don't have like dimensions handy, but oh my gosh, wait till I show you. I want to do a walkthrough of this one so bad. So somebody request it. Like I'll probably do it anyways, but also somebody request it because that'll just make me happy. Somebody needs to request it. But this is such a great size. I will show you. Look at how pretty the backings are. The purple. I just love this so much. The colors are my jam. You get a guidebook with the mini, like a physical guidebook, which she did with the mini tarot too. And I have to tell you, like, I don't know how creators do this, truly. Because like, I could not, like, it's so small. Like it's kind of readable. It is readable. She must use Times New Roman. I tested all the fonts. I feel like it's the only one you can read at small font size. And I can do it. I don't really need the guidebook for the Terra of Oneness, of course, but it is a beautiful guidebook. And it's got slightly less information. But like you even get like a guidebook with the mini Oracle. Like what a bargain. Oh my gosh, so good. So great. I'm so excited. I love that she sent me this because I would not have bought this for myself because I was like, I don't need it. Like, don't be silly, Lisa. But like, look at how, oh, it's beautiful. She does beautiful things and I'm obsessed. Anyways, let's get into the actual like regular full-size deck. There was a couple of these little notes. Well, this one had a note on it and then look at this, like holographic, like little business card shaped sized pieces of art. Like how cute are these? Hello? So cute. Let's look at the guidebook really quick. So beautiful. So much stuff in here. The font size is a little smaller than I would personally prefer, but maybe it isn't. Maybe it's fine. I can't tell. Oh, there's so much good stuff in here. Okay, but what really blows me away out of this deck is the way it's designed. I mean, should I be surprised? No. Of course, it's in the same style as the Tarot of Oneness in the sense that, like, you're looking at what's happening, like, in what feels like kind of like a first-person perspective, kind of. But it's got animal energy. It's got, like, nature energy. Same gorgeous purple edges. This is, like, a plain, kind of basic matte cardstock. It has that kind of crispy coating. So if you're used to that, it's probably like a UV matte coating, I would guess. But it's not going to clump up like that velvety rose petal will. But oh my gosh, the sayings on these cards. This is not just like a keyword, but like a saying, and they're so beautiful. So like, again, I want to do a walkthrough. Somebody asked me. I don't need you to ask me to do it. I'm just a child apparently, and I want somebody to ask. Okay, no pressure though. But also apparently all the pressure. I am so punchy, I can tell. I'm hyper. I shouldn't be doing videos at this time of the night. Anyways, there's sayings like your significance is beyond measure. Mother Tree energy encourages growth and unity. Rise from the muck with the lotus is so perfect. Sometimes we blend in, sometimes we stand out. Forgiveness offers profound emotional and physical benefits. Let innocence fill your heart. Like, it's very, like, it speaks to you. Black and white thinking can cloud judgment. It doesn't shy away from difficult stuff. Putting on a mask conceals your true self. I should make sure I'm in frame. You are not alone. You are exactly where you're supposed to be. Choose compassion over guilt, shame, or judgment. There's a finger pointing at you. Like, it's pretty potent stuff. Focus on faces instead of mind reading. Feeling powerless can spark a desire for change. Oh, like, look, it's cat's got the mouse by its tail. Like, your heart knows the direction. It's so good. Notice what drains your energy. This is a fabulous deck, and I'm so excited to like really like dive into it and sink my teeth into it, especially to use it with the Tarot of Oneness. Like, is this going to be one of my favorites, like, pairings ever? Yes. Is it a perfect pairing? Absolutely. Am I excited? Heck yeah. I'm so excited about this. Anyways, Oracle of Oneness. Again, everything will be linked down below. Okay. Hello to a very exciting mass market release. This is Kate Forsyth's Fairy Tale Oracle, illustrated by Merrick Hunt. This feels so luxurious. This is Rockpool, 44 cards in a guidebook. This is a fairy tale themed oracle, but what it does different, and I'm so glad it does this. I mean, this box just feels so luxe. It's like this kind, which is not always my favorite, but it's sturdy. It says fairy tales are stories in which the suffering at last comes to an end, which is such a powerful phrase. Okay, first of all, it's linen. And since we've been doing it all dang day, let's see. I think it's not, I don't think it's black core. We're going to test it though, but just to be fair, yeah, not black core. We can see the design through, but this feels like it has some substance to it. It's probably, like I said before with the other deck that had this kind of a feel, it definitely feels like it's a thicker cardstock, and so it feels like it's got some structure to it, like it's going to hold its shape or hold up a little bit better. I could be wrong, but it definitely feels less, like it feels like it's got some snap. So it could just be that it has like a white core maybe, I don't know, but it feels sturdier for sure than the other examples we've had. There's a little filler in like the bottom of the box, probably because the box is just a little too deep, which yay for doing that, because awesome. Anyway, gold gilded and matte linen finish. So here we have, I feel like, a pretty discernible linen embossing to the surface of the card. The artwork is absolutely gorgeous. But anyway, I interrupted myself earlier. The thing that this deck does different, and what really got me excited for it, is that it focuses in on just a few stories. So you get a few cards, I think four cards per story. And so the stories covered, the fairy tales covered in this deck are Rapunzel, Sleeping Beauty, Cinderella, Beauty and the Beast, Little Mermaid, Bluebeard, Hansel and Gretel, Little Red Riding Hood. Now, to this point, I know all of those stories backwards and forwards. I know them very, very, very well. So I knew this was going to be super, super usable for me. Then you also have the Wild Swans, which I believe I know. I'm just going to have to remind myself. and then Rumpelstiltskin and Snow White, which I know really well. So of all of the stories in this deck / book that are referenced through these cards, there's only one that I need to remind myself of the story, and it's the Wild Swans. The rest of these are, I think, well-known classic stories. I think not everybody will have heard the story of Bluebeard, but it's very memorable. I think once you read it, you'll remember. But these others, I think, are pretty ubiquitous and are going to be really easy for then you to work with this deck. One of the challenges with a lot of fairy tale themed decks is that they cover so many stories, like a different one per card, that it's a challenge to sort of learn them all. So this really excited me. And what also excited me is the way that the cards are laid out. So you have on every card a title. So this is Stolen Herb or Herb. And then in small text above the title, you have the story it's from. So this is Rapunzel. And underneath that, you have a keyword. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you to Rockpool for this design choice. Yes. Peggy's like legit having so much fun in the background. Okay, so here's another Rapunzel card. Tower and Liberation. Ladder of Hair for spiritual ascension. Healing Tears for cathartic release. And then we're into a Sleeping Beauty. And so they don't necessarily follow numerical order. Like, look at this Beast card from Beauty and the Beast. Compassion. Oh, God. The artwork is stunning. The cards feel very luxurious to hold. Really beautiful with the, like, gold accents on the back. It feels like something out of a storybook. But more than that, this feels less fluffy. Like, look at this grandmother image from Little Red Riding Hood. Ancient Wisdom. Look how beautiful that is. I freaking love it so much. I'm so excited about this. This is definitely one that I feel like I've been waiting for a fairy tale deck like this. And when you read the back of the box, here's what it says. In this beautiful oracle, best-selling novelist and fairy tale expert Kate Forsyth explores 11 of the world's most powerful fairy tales. These ancient narratives of good and evil, joy and sorrow, and struggle and triumph are like a trail of white stones through the dark, thorny forest of life, which is a Hansel and Gretel reference, showing the way forward and giving hope. Not merely stories, fairy tales explore very real and difficult human dilemmas, warn us of danger, and give us the tools we need to overcome those hazards. Discuss how to turn to these tales for guidance. Or excuse me, discover how to turn to these tales for guidance with the help of this deck. If we are brave enough and strong enough, we can outwit the ogres that seek to entrap us. So it feels like it's going to have a very empowered vibe. We have cards like the Wicked Witch, Malevolence, right? And then we have within each card, there's a dark face and a bright face. So the dark face being more of like the shadowy, like not everyone has your best interest at heart. The bright face is you can triumph against those who mean you harm. And there's quite a lot going on here, but also there's little recaps of all of the stories. So if I were to go to find, here's the Bluebeard recap, and there's not only just a recap of the story, but there's a history of the tale. So if I find that swan one that I said I couldn't remember, Story of Wild Swans. So we get a recap of the story and a history of the tale. Incredible. Very, very well thought out. I am real excited about this. This is such a gem in the mass market right now. I've seen and tried so many different fairy tale tarots. And to date, my favorite is probably Lisa Hunt's fairy tale, which was recently republished by US Games. But for tarot, yes. But for a deck that's going to use the power of story in a way that is going to be empowered and be usable without having to like really dig in and research, I feel like this deck gives you everything you need in such a digestible way. Amazing, 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 amazing. So that is Kate Forsyth's Fairy Tale Oracle. Okay, I have 2 more decks left, and they're both extravagant luxuries that I'm excited to talk about. So I'm going to talk about them. The first is an extravagant luxury that I purchased for myself, and that is the Mysteries of the Red Madonna, the Mary Magdalene Tarot. Now I have the Mysteries of Mysteries of Mary Tarot and the Mysteries of the Black Madonna. And those decks are in work this year because I'm using them in my envelope readings for my full moon readings. When I got this in, I about squealed because there's something about this that feels like it's going to be the one for me out of those 3. I do enjoy Mysteries of Mary. I do enjoy Mysteries of the Black Madonna, but this just immediately like clicks for me in a way that I don't know how to describe. First of all, if you have either of the others, you will be as probably pleased as I am to see the amount of depth, like the increase in the depth of the book. Like I'll grab the other real quick. So this is the guidebook for the Mysteries of Mary. This is the guidebook for the Mysteries of the Black Madonna. And then this is the guidebook for Mary Magdalene. Like, it is easily, like, Black Madonna was 185 pages, including the bibliography. Mysteries of Mary, 160 pages, including the bibliography. Mysteries of the Red Madonna, 270. Oh my gosh, I'm not even at the end. Yeah, 287 pages. So more and more in depth. And, you know, you can tell this one feels so different. Not just the guidebook, which obviously, like, there's so much depth in here. We've got little full color images, which I don't think we have in the others. I think the others are just text. Yeah, the others are just text. So she's added thumbnail images, which is amazing. So we get color images in here. So much more going on. Cannot wait to get into this. She is pricey. The Mysteries of Mary, Black Madonna, Red Madonna, all very, very expensive decks. They're shipped from South Africa, so shipping is also expensive. I also got dinged by customs. Like, it's a lot. Do not regret for 1 second already, which is saying something. There's something very special about these decks and sacred, and I just, yes. So it came with this bag. Oh, and customs had, like, legit gone through my entire package. It was quite, I mean, they kind of sort of tried to put things back, but, like, also not really. There's a bag here filled with rose petals, and there is something else in here. Oh, right, I forgot. So we have our little Red Madonna little statue. Now these are like resin or plastic or something, and I have the white one and the black one from the other two decks. And then of course we have these lovely rose petals, and in the bottom here, if I can get to it without making a big mess on my table, is a red rosary. So I have the white rosary and the black rosary from the first decks. And actually, when I was doing a little bit of experimenting, I'm still working with a rosary. I have a nicer one now, but when I was learning the rosary, I was learning it I was practicing with the little white plastic one that actually came with my first Mysteries of Mary deck. So love that I have one for each of these, which is amazing. And oh my gosh, the rose petals are like just a whole mood in here. But wait till you see the card. Oh my gosh, wait till you see the cards. Okay, there's just going to be rose petals on my table, and that's just how it's going to be. I was so blown away. And again, my other cards, I don't have them right now to compare, but my Mary and Black Madonna cards, there's something, this just came to life in my hands. I don't know how else to describe it. This is what the box looks like. And like literally this just came in. Oh, and there was some ephemera thingies, which I wanted to put with my journaling supplies. So I put them in here so I wouldn't lose them. There's like some little stickers and like plasticky things, like a little mushroom. I don't know if these are stickers or you just have to like glue them down. Maybe somebody who knows ephemera can tell me. And then this feels like, this is a St. Mary Magdalene little paper. It feels like it's gilded. So I definitely want to put that in a journal. Okay, so beautiful, beautiful things. And then we have the cards. Oh my gosh. Okay, so of course they're red, and the backs are very cohesive with the Mysteries of Mary and the Mysteries of the Black Madonna. And we have this like little seal card, which we're used to seeing. But oh, there's something about this. I don't know if it's the colors. Like obviously the red gilding is beautiful. I don't know if it's the colors. And like there's nothing special about the cardstock. It feels like a UV coated, matte, basic cardstock. But this art, I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's that it's just immediately speaking to me. I don't know if it feels like we're closer to it. It feels more three-dimensional. It feels more like lush. And I feel like just immediately I want to like dig into this. I want to work with this. Look at this 6 of chalices for the 6 of cups. And like, I don't even know what all the suits are yet, but like there's all these like mushrooms through the myrrh suit, or maybe throughout the deck. Temple of Myrrh. Oh, and the quartz are Hearth Keeper, Flame Keeper, Temple, and Tower. Now, if you don't know these decks at all, the creator actually creates 78 of these. I don't know what these are called. Dioramas? What are these called? Somebody tell me in the comments. They're like little mini altars, and then photographs them for her decks. Like there's immense work and research and all sorts of things that go into these decks. But this one, more than the other two, like by a stretch, feels like it just comes to life off the page. Like the colors feel so vibrant, and I feel like I immediately get these cards more. Like the font, I don't know if the font feels bigger. Like it just, I don't know, there's something about it. It just feels like it's just like, I feel like this is in my room with me. So again, I don't know if that's a vividness difference. I don't know. I will have to, if I ever, I haven't made a video of the other two decks because I just don't know how to approach a video like that. And well, now they're in use, but I kind of want to really sit and pull the cards from each. Now, the main difference, obviously, the Mysteries of Mary had quite big, like solid colored borders. Like the borders on this are like just part of it. I don't know. It's pretty amazing. Okay, I'm going to put my ephemera like over here rather than back in the deck. Anyways, I'm so excited about this. And the book, like, we get so much. And this is so in line with my interests right now that I'm so excited about this. This just like lights my fire. Very excited to play with this. I don't know when, how, or what that's going to look like just yet, but it will find its way for sure into my practice. Whew. And it'll be interesting to see this, like maybe paired even with the Magdalene Oracle that I have been using for my bedtime practice. So we'll see, but really, really stunning, this one. Oh my gosh, I'm just building a pile. Okay, and that brings us to our last deck, and then I'm going to have some books to talk about. So, like, you know the drill. You can hang out for the books if you want. Don't have to if you don't want. But I've got one more deck to show. And it's a doozy. So, funny story about this next one. I actually have somebody who purchased my Unicorn's Journey Tarot from me, from my Etsy shop, and then messaged me on my Etsy shop and offered to send me this beauty, the Terra Volatile with the expansion and the fairly new, I believe, pocket edition, y'all. Here's a Llewellyn deck, and here's the pocket edition of the Terra Volatile book. But this soft cover version of the Terra Volatile book, and then this deck and the expansion, so generous. If you've been watching my channel for a minute, then you know that for the past, oh gosh, we're probably going on 2 years now or whatever, I have been do I or don't Iing with this deck, like settling on I'm not going to buy it. It's not my aesthetic. I'm not going to ever use it, blah, 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 blah. But I also can't stop thinking about it and haven't been able to stop thinking about it. And bless Crystal's heart. Crystal had bought this for herself and it didn't work out. And she's like, I want you to just try it. Maybe it'll work for you. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to try it. Cause I feel like I've been running away from this deck and being tempted and then running away and then being tempted and then running away. And I just need to know at this point. But I have to tell you, I think this book might be the thing that makes the difference, because I got this book in my hand when I opened the package from her. Oh, look how I turned to the Nine of Cups, which is my absolute favorite card of all time in any deck. Right away, that feels like a sign. Anyways, I got this book in my hands and immediately wanted to almost go and buy the big coffee table version of the Terra Volatile book, because I started flipping through this and reading some of the entries and was like, holy moly, I love the content of this book. Now, I don't know if I'm just a little persnickety little brat, but I mean, I kind of know I am a persnickety little brat, but the layout of this book drives me absolutely bonkers. Like there's these like big chunks of like empty space. And I think it's because what they've done, and I understand it, is they had the big book and they had it all laid out with all these images, and then they've translated it into a paperback. So I'm assuming that what they've done is sort of reformatted it to take up as little extra. They didn't want to waste any pages. So I think what they've done is just kind of like not worried too much about the layout. Or maybe this was intentional. Maybe somebody knows. But like sometimes I see something like this and I'm like, but why? This would break Dawn's brain, I'm quite sure. Some of the layout things, I was like, I don't understand. Why did we do it this way? But we've done it this way. And I don't care. It exists and it's fine. The content is really, really good. It is clear to me that what we have, generally speaking, is we have card write-up, card information. And then when you flip the page, or once you go far enough along here, you get, oh, that's an alternate card. That's why. So like the Emperor. So you have like a page or multiple pages talking about the Emperor. Let me get it all the way in the screen. Talking about the Emperor. And then on a separate page, or like on the back, you'll have the upright and reversed like meanings. So like on a card that has like, so here's the 3 of coins. Now I take it back because the minors don't give you the pre-write-up. You just get upright and reversed, upright and reversed. I believe, I could be wrong, but I believe the content in this version of the book is the same as the big one, just without all the illustrations and pictures and beautifulness. And I'm grateful it exists, because in reality, as much as I love those big coffee table books with all the beautiful pictures and just the gorgeous hardcover and all of that stuff, I love that stuff. The book lover in me loves that stuff. But when it comes to actually studying a deck, this is actually practical for me, whereas the coffee table book wouldn't be. And I know that because I have a couple of hardbound coffee table style books for decks I absolutely love. And I never reach for them, but I love them. I'm glad I have them, but like, they're not practical for study. And this is going to be practical for study. And I can prove that. Oh, that was a little postcard Crystal sent me. I can prove that because when I got this in, the very first thing I did was go looking for information about alchemy and about the vessel suit, because that's what I was really curious. One of the things I was most curious about with this deck, and I read the Ace of Vessels and the Two of Vessels entries and was like, sold. I understand. I get it. I don't know what I thought the Vessels was, but reading the first few pages of this, I was like, oh, I see what they're trying to do there. So I'm excited. I'm super excited about this. And I'm going to have to, I can't do it now because I've already been on camera for like over an hour, but I want to do a video where I go through the base deck and the expansion and like customize my copy of the deck. But like Crystal put it back in order for me, which was so kind of her. I love that we have a female fool here. That's incredible. But one of the things I've always been really enchanted, I like this rebirth card a lot. One of the things that's always enchanted me about this deck is that you can customize it with the expansion. So I want to go through and customize it and like pick the cards, like the versions of the cards I want in every spot. I think either Crystal has slightly done that for me, or we would have made similar choices in some of these cards, because I feel like we'll see. We'll see when I actually get into it. But so generous and kind of her to send this to me. Crystal, thank you so much. I am legitimately so excited to finally have this in my hands and to be able to like get into it. I just feel like there's so much depth in this, and I think it is one that I probably would have regretted if only for the like the intellectual side of me that really wants to read this and study this deck and really get to know it. Having it in my hands as a copy that I get to keep and play with on my own time feels like more inviting. Like, I've held a physical copy in my hands before. When I visited Dawn Michelle, I held hers and I was like, no, I'm okay. But now that I have it and it's like for me, suddenly I'm like, yes, this is going to be good. But we'll see. I will obviously report back. But so excited to have been gifted this and given an opportunity to experiment with it, because I don't think I would have taken the plunge. I think I'd convinced myself I didn't need to, and now I'm so glad I get to check it out. So thank you again, Crystal. I'm so excited about that. All right, let's talk books, because I got a small pile of books. 2 of them are even tarot related. One of them is totally not, so I'll save the non-tarot related for last. Let's start with Talking with the Tarot by Samantha Rose Hicks. I am legit totally biased. In fact, my endorsement for this book is literally printed on the back at the top here. Samantha reached out to me when the book was finished and was in one of its final forms, like not its final form, but like one of its like readable forms. Reached out and asked if I would consider taking a look at it and possibly endorsing it if I liked it. I said yes. I read it. I got to read an early copy, so I'm really excited to actually have a full physical copy in hand. I think Samantha did an incredible job with this book. My endorsement on the back says, forget stiff textbook tarot. In this delightful book, Samantha Rose Hicks makes tarot feel fun, accessible, and refreshingly personal. I genuinely felt like this is in-depth, and it 100% has a very conversational tone and is all about building personal kind of connections with the cards, which y'all know is my jam. That's kind of a similar approach. Like, I took that conversational tone approach to my own book. I like books that take this approach where they're not talking over your head. They're sitting down. It's cozy. You feel like you could be like sitting down and having just a conversation with the author, talking about their perspective on the cards. That's what this feels like. And actually on the back, it says reading tarot will be as easy as talking to your best friend with this beginner-friendly guide to understanding every card. Samantha Rose Hicks presents the conversational approach to tarot, which helps you form real heartfelt connections to the 78 individuals in your deck. She also shares exercises to deepen your connections, such as imagining yourself within the card scenario and questions to ask when a card is reversed. A conversation once changed Hicks' life. Now she passes that experience on to you. With her unique approach, you'll no longer have to rely on standard impersonal meanings. You'll know each card like an old friend who makes you feel safe, seen, and understood. I follow Samantha on her socials now. I just think she's delightful. And I think that this is very approachable. it reminds me, like, it's been quite a few years now, I feel like, since Melissa Sanova's Kitchen Table Tarot came out. But I feel like that was the goal of Kitchen Table Tarot, was like, it was meant to be conversational and pleasant and like approachable. And I think that Melissa Sanova did an incredible job of that. And I think Samantha Rose Hicks has done an incredible job with this one and just making it feel very like approachable. So if you're looking for another great like book to recommend to people who maybe are a little intimidated by the headier, more like big, like all the big words, you know what I mean? Like this feels like it's very approachable and gentle and friendly as far as learning. And that's great because a lot of times learning tarot just feels incredibly overwhelming. So really excited to see this out on the market, and thank you to Llewellyn for sending me a physical copy, but I have really enjoyed this book. In a completely different, like way over to left field, let's go away from that very conversational thing and get into a Lon Milo DeQuette book. I saw this and was like, yes, I need this. I don't know why, but I need this. This sounds amazing. It sounds really, really unique. And that's what caught my attention. So this is the Tarot Architect. I purchased this on Amazon. I purchased this because I spotted it in the subtext, how to become the master builder of your spiritual temple. And I was like, what? There's a foreword by Mary K. Greer. But Lon Milo DeQuette, I've read some of his other work. It's sometimes not always my favorite tone. It's a little bit headier, as I've talked about. It's not, these two do not have the same vibe, like at all. Couldn't be more different. But on the back, it says, for many, the tarot serves as a compass, illuminating the path to their true will and guiding them toward their destiny. If you've ever felt stuck or unsure of which way to turn, the tarot offers a beacon, revealing unseen options and providing clarity on difficult decisions. Now you have a unique opportunity to master the art of tarot under Lon Milo DeQuette, an internationally recognized authority on tarot and esoteric principles. You will discover how to interact with the cards, whether new to the tarot or an experienced reader, along with learning the unique colors, correspondences, and basic symbolism of each of the 78 cards, their history, and simple ritual exercises designed to activate and integrate the spiritual forces resident in each individual card. By the end of the book, you'll bring together all the knowledge you've gained to create your own tarot deck, a tangible reflection of your journey, and a tool for continued spiritual growth and divinatory practice. I don't know what that means, create your own deck. That sounds intimidating as hell, which I say as a deck creator, and I know that sounds ridiculous, but it just sounds very esoteric and like, I don't know. And then we have an endorsement here by Benabel Wen. This is an indispensable tarot grimoire that is both accessible and profound. The serious students of Western mystery tradition is going to cherish this text. I don't consider myself a serious student of Western mystery traditions necessarily. I mean, maybe I am. That feels like very big language for me. I don't know if I would claim that for myself, but, and Mary K. Greer says, few people have explored the underlying dynamics among the Kabbalistic and tarot correspondences to the extent that Lon DeQuette has. Now, the other book that I've read by Lon Milo DeQuette was on the Thoth Tarot. So that gives you an idea of sort of maybe where Lon's coming from. But something that I immediately noticed is that it just seemed really like, what is this? Like, is this a spread? Would I ever do that? No. Is that all 70? I can't. I don't know why I got this. Why did I get this? Was this a fantasy self moment? I don't know. But what caught my attention was, getting past the prologues here real quick. How seriously do you want to take this project? Okay, I'm definitely reading that section. Then we have the building code. We talk about the tetragrammaton. I mean, like, we're going to get into Kabbalah. Like, this is going to be a thing. Like, this is going to be a thing. A macrocosmic fairy tale. We're talking more about the Sephirot here. The Cube of Space, Tarot's Ark of the Covenant. Is that geometry? Like, what am I doing? Why did I buy this? This is insane. But here's the thing. Here's what excited me. There's some really cool esoteric exercises in here that I'm hoping I see this and I'm like, my brain is shutting down. It's like, no, math, that looks like math. We're going to see. But I flipped through. Let's just go to like a card entry. None of this is what I saw in the little sample. I'm trying to find it. Yeah. So this is like, okay, so here's an example. Meditation 3. Attunement meditation upon completion of the mother letter trumps. I don't know what any of that means. Who knows? But we have, you will need a pitch pipe or another means of determining various musical notes. Okay. Yeah, this is like seated comfortably facing east with your universe card resting on your lap or in your shirt pocket. Take 3 deep breaths and clap 4 times. Blow an A on your pitch pipe, close your eyes and try to hold the image of universe card in your mind. Holding that image, take a deep breath and forcefully intone thaw on A until your breath is exhausted. Repeat 3 times. You should feel a certain lightheaded glow around your head and body. This glow, this aura, it goes on. Like, this is like rituals for the cards. Was I Was I drunk when I ordered this? The more I look at this, the more I'm like, oh my God, is this even, like, am I going to read this? Maybe. I mean, after, like, I feel like Terra Volatile looks like Child's Play now. What am I looking at? There's squares. There's things. Somebody's going, like, I guarantee you somebody's literally laughing at me right now. Probably multiple somebodies. The bits that I saw were like, you know, do this with the card, turn this direction and try this. And I was like, oh, that sounds so cool. But now that I'm looking at it, like, all together, I'm like, we'll see. We'll report back if and when. This is probably going to live on my shelf for like 3 years before I touch it. That's what I foresee happening. But regardless, I don't do a lot of digging into the esoteric side of tarot. I really don't. But this idea of building your spiritual temple of, like, I don't know, somehow making your own deck or whatever, I don't know. It just caught my attention. I was like, I got to check it out. It seems so different. It's different. I'm checking it out. I don't know what's going to come next. Stay tuned. I don't know. I'm suddenly very intimidated and feel inadequate in every possible way. But there we go. I am not, these kinds of books were not written for people like me. I like this kind of stuff. Like, I don't know what I was thinking, but also, like, it seems so interesting. I don't know. We'll see. I'll get back to you. Maybe. That's not even everything, but, you know, you do what you do. You do what you can do. There we have it. Thank you for hanging out with me. We've been here for, like, a long time. I know. It's been a lot. Maybe when I edit it, I can take out some of my fluff and side questing and random babbles. We'll see. Or I might just leave them in because maybe you find those things entertaining. Either way, thank you for hanging out with me. As always, I love getting to sit and just chat at you. It's like we're all just hanging out in my house and just talking about tarot and decks and, like, sharing our passion for it all together. And I love that vibe. So I love making these videos. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. As always, an extra big thank you goes out to my Unicorn Fam channel members. Thank you so much for your support of the channel in such a tangible way. You have really made such a difference, and I always appreciate you so much. To everyone watching, do hit that subscribe button. It helps me on the channel absolutely, but it will also make sure that you can see my content in the subscription feed because YouTube likes to really deliver some random stuff on the homepage. So make sure you click your subscription feed if you want to see the channels you're actually subscribed to, roughly in order of, like, newest to oldest. It's pretty great. It makes it really easy to find stuff. So if you're subscribed, I will show up there for you. And click the like button if you enjoyed. As always, I will have links to everything down below if you're interested in perusing. Amazon links are typically affiliate links. Other links are not because I can't be bothered to set up any other affiliate things. Amazon's the only one I have. If you click my links, it does help the channel, but it's not in any way affecting me positively or negatively, whether you do or don't. So go with your gut on that. Whatever feels comfortable for you, totally good. Support your local bookstores. That's also super important. Your local metaphysical stores need your support as well. Anyways, Babbles, thank you so much. Until next time, may your magic always shine from the inside out. Bye!